you went on a long walk in the middle of a park and you've had an emergency. So how do you tell emergency personnel where you are? Maybe you're in a park that is over close to 700 acres and, you know, there's just not a lot of markers out there. So what do you do? How can you tell them how to get to you? Well, I am so proud to say that here in Auburn, Alabama, the Emergency Communications Department within the city of Auburn has come up with a very, very unique system. They utilize GIS, to actually make markers throughout, different parks and different areas throughout the area. For example, Chewacla State Park is just a little under 700 miles, and they had an emergency there, and the person that they were responding to just said, "Hey, I'm by the waterfall," and but they didn't know exactly, where, by the waterfall they were. And so they came up with this idea that if they utilized GIS markings, that they could put up signs all throughout the park, kind of like what 3 words, it was just a very simple thing. So if someone had an emergency, they could just use that marker to, say whether it was, marker A1 or A2 or A3. And by them, by the person that was in the emergency giving that information to the emergency personnel, they could use the GIS coordinates for that particular marker to locate them. And in that particular scenario, the person that actually had the emergency, they really were not by the waterfall that they thought that they were. So, that particular park has lakes, waterfalls, and it does matter for the emergency personnel to know your location because, there are different entrances, and it can save them time by knowing exactly where you are and which entrance to take. So I just really wanted to do a big shout out to the Emergency Communications Department within the city of Auburn, Alabama, for coming up with this system. And there were so many people that helped out with it, but this is just a brief scenario of how it works, and I'm going to have a lot more information on my website about it if you want to read more about the details of it. And my website is AuburnRealEstate.com. And I will say this too, that they actually were able to test it out. A lady, she had an emergency. She gave them the what 3 words off of the sign, and they were able to locate her quickly. I believe it was like within 10 minutes. So the system does work, and they're also planning to implement this through other parks and just other places all throughout the community. So that was whoever came up with that, or whatever group came up with that, y'all did an awesome job. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that if you are in Auburn, Alabama, and this were to happen to you, this will give you an idea of how the system works. And for any other areas out there, if you live in different states, different cities, if this sounds like a great idea to you, you may want to talk to the city of Auburn's Emergency Communications Department and see if maybe you could get some ideas on how it would work for your area. So if you'd like to learn anything more about the Auburn and Opelika, Alabama area and all things real estate, make sure you follow me. And if you don't know, I am Laura Sellers, and I'm a realtor in this area, and I work for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Preferred Real Estate, and we sell more real estate than any other real estate group in the area.